Yes. Good morning, guys. People, whoever you are, YouTubers, Facebookers, whoever, Instagram, Rurs, whatever. We are out from Saskatchewan. We came down to Lethbridge, Alberta, and then we head south to Highway 4, and we reach Coutts, Alberta. Alberta, we cross into Montana. Now we are on I-15. South, we are going to California, but this is one of the first sceneries out here in Montana. The first, I guess, mountain you can really see. A little hill, or whatever that is. I don't know. But yeah, we are at I-15. We just crossed, probably just crossed the border. And I have my people at the back, my middle people, my big people, and my small people here, and my people here.
Hello guys, Assalamu alaikum. This is your girl Hijabi Boxing Fan back with another video. I will say this is my second video. I wanted to talk about something really important to me, and that is health. And I wanted to share this with you guys because, you know, if you don't have health, then you won't be able to, able to function. And you need to have optimal health so you can function and give it your best, give it your all, right? So and then you can achieve your goals, like whatever you want to achieve. You need to have great health, and you do need to take the time and, you know, research about it so you can have the optimal health, right? So here's a little journey I'm going to discuss with you guys. It's how I eventually recovered from the Omicron. But before I get into that, I would have to go back a couple of years ago. I had really gotten sick, and it was in December 2016 when my family and I took a vacation to California. We drove there, and it was our first time driving there ever. It was supposed to be a really exciting trip because we've never been there, and we just wanted to get away from the snow over here where it's freezing and where the weather gets up to -40, and so, you know, we wanted to get away from that. We're basically sunshine people. I was born in Guyana, my husband was born in Pakistan, so no matter how long we've lived in Canada, you know, we're still not used to the cold weather. However, I remember growing up as a child, I was very enthusiastic about outdoor activities, and at that time, I didn't mind the cold so much. I would do all the activities for snowing, snowboarding, skiing, you know, the typical stuff. Now, years ago, in December 2016, my family and I decided to take a road trip. It was winter, obviously, and we thought we were escaping the winter. We've been looking forward to this, and we were planning for this for weeks, like I mentioned before. But when my son came home, he had the flu. Okay, when he catches the flu, we all catch the flu. So he brought home this severe flu, and one minute we're all excited, we're going on vacation to California, and next thing you know, he's sick. But we outweighed the pros and the cons, and we decided to go anyway. It just so happened that that trip didn't turn out so great after all. It was supposed to be the highlight of my life, going to California. Mind you, California is a beautiful place. There is no doubt about that. I had loved California. I loved the weather. The weather was so gorgeous, and I just enjoyed going there to California. The weather is beautiful. The people are nice too. I didn't meet any mean person there, but it was an awful trip when we were driving there, right? And when we reached there, of course, and we had all these issues where I had like a high fever, My daughter also had fever. We had a flat tire. All these negative things were happening to us. And I was nursing my daughter, who was 1 at the time. And so we crashed out at the hotel, and we were burning up with fever. And the only thing that saved us was the lime and honey, because I didn't have access to my health care. I was, not in Canada. I was in California. So we crashed out on the sofa or on the bed, and I couldn't my daughter and I, which is my little 1-year-old, we couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't enjoy all the other things the other kids were doing, like going to the amusement parks and stuff like that. We did get to touch a few restaurants, which was nice. And so I didn't realize how severe this flu was until I started climbing these stairs at a hotel, and I wasn't catching my breath, and that was a very scary moment for me. Mind you, I do suffer from shortness of breath, but I've never had that happen to me before, where I'm climbing up a stairs and I'm struggling to breathe. So I suspect that might be COVID that I was catching. When I got back home, I had a constant infection in my chest for many months. I'm not sure how I got over it, but I think by drinking lots of honey and tea got me over that period. So until 2019 came, I got another sickness. So from 2016 to 17 to 18, I was just struggling with that severe sickness that I had in 2016 to 2017. And then it took me almost a year to get that over. So now when 2019 came, I got another sickness when I went to Toronto this time. I went to Toronto for a vacation, and I was suffering from insomnia at the beginning of my trip. When I arrived at the hotel at the airport, after the airport ordeal, I was like traveling for 10 hours, which I should be on a flight that only takes 3 hours to get there, but it took us like 10 hours to get to Toronto, right? And that's because of the stopovers and all of that, it made our trips long and drawn out. So when I got to the hotel, from the airport to the hotel, and I was expected to get a good rest, a good sleep, a good shower, everything was supposed to be nice, but I couldn't sleep. I'm here looking at the walls in the dark, and I cannot sleep. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I was anxious or what the problem was. Anyways, I ended up going to my older sister's house, and because my vacation was really short, I didn't want to stay at a hotel, so I just wanted to use that opportunity with my older sister. So I had to crash out on her couch, which wasn't very comfortable. It wasn't very comfortable, me staying there. So I basically struggled through the nights from there. But the minute I got to my other sister's house, which was like a 3-hour drive from my other sister's house, my older sister, I went to my other sister. And when I woke up with floaters in my left eye and a tingling sensation in my forehead. I had no idea what it was. And I had this for my whole trip after I left my sister's house, my second sister's house. And so when I reached back, to my home after that trip, I had struggled with this tingling and dripping. When I massage my head, there's something dripping in, like water dripping from my forehead, dripping on the back of my head, my neck. And it was like, my neck was basically hurting me. And I'm not sure if that was COVID or whatever, but when COVID came, I started fighting this with natural medicines. First, I tried apple cider, ginger. I learned how to do nasal rinse with my nose, a bulletproof nasal wash. I had a lot of stuff. I learned a lot of stuff because of this sickness. I started reading up about herbal medicines, quercetin. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it's basically a natural remedy, and it comes from fruits. It has antihistamines in it, So I learned these natural substance in moderate. If you take these natural substance in moderate amounts, we're told not to overtake it, right? Because it can cause like liver problems or something like that, or kidney problems. I took vitamin D3. I never learned about vitamin D3. That's something I had to learn about, and green tea as well. Well, I knew about green tea, but I knew green tea had some benefits in it. And so by taking all these things, I got rid of my, of these things that I was suffering from, that was running my life. I also used castor oil in my eyes, which also helped as well. And it kind of lessened the problems I was having. I was so inflamed. I was suffering from things that felt similar to migraines, some sort of pressure tension headaches or something they call it. It made me tired and exhausted, and it was awful. But I can say excuse me guys, I'm drinking a nice cup of tea here my daughter made for me. I would say like 70% of my symptoms were reduced, which is really amazing that I was able to reduce it but not cure my sickness. I still get like floaters, but not as much. I'm taking something called Brobalin. I hear it works with quercetin. It works together. I'm not sure, but I think it does really help. It helps people with floaters. It reduces cataracts, I heard. I'm not sure, but these are the studies that they're saying that people it helps people with, but they're not 100% sure on the scientific studies of these things. Now, fast forward to recently, February the 6th of this year, my son again came home with this severe sick. He was severely sick again. He came to me, told me he felt like dying, and I was scared. So I basically rubbed him down with Vicks and coconut oil on his head because he was burning up with a fever. I know there's something else I could give him for the fever too, but I thought it was really contagious because then the same day I got it as well. I got the high fever. I was delusional. It hit me so hard. I got so scared. My husband, who was away from home, was also catching the sickness. He already got it before me, and I was like thinking, oh my God, I hope I don't get this. When he told me he got it, he was on the road. So when he came home, he was already sick a few days back, right? And I only now recently got it. So we were both fighting. I was like forcing him to drink turmeric tea. And my son, they never did those things before. But that turmeric tea made me throw up for some reason. And when I threw up, I felt better throwing up. It made me feel better. My husband was like coughing like crazy, but he took like Advil and Robitussin. I think that's what he was taking for his cough. And then I was giving him the turmeric tea as well. The turmeric tea kind of saved us, and the green tea. I was rinsing my mouth with salt water too, and I remember exactly the steps I took. I don't remember exactly the steps I took, but most of the herbal medicines like vitamin D, zinc, the herbal teas were really amazing, like the thyme tea and stuff like that. Now, I did not take vitamin D or zinc prior to this. I was not taking it consistently because I was being influenced by other people telling me that it doesn't work and it gives problems like swelling. So I kind of got scared of taking it, so I wasn't constantly taking it. But when COVID hit me, I became so desperate. I started taking it, but at that time, I guess it was too late, right? Because I really had suffered with COVID. What it did, it gave me bodies and aches, a high fever. I was like, my chest was infected for weeks, and after the fever, after the pain, the hurt, the pain in my back and neck, then came the coughing, and I didn't think I would be coughing, but I was coughing nonstop. And I wasn't sure if I was disturbing my family while I was coughing because I could not sleep. I was just keep coughing and coughing. Then I started suffering from insomnia. I started to take NAC which may have worsened my insomnia. I'm not sure. But I heard NAC it helps people with psychological disorders. It also helps with irregular periods and your lungs. I hear those are the few of the things that it helps with. It gives me more energy. So I went from, there was a time when I would sleep a lot, always feeling drowsy. But I went from oversleeping to not sleeping at all. So I started losing weight because I couldn't keep nothing down. And things weren't staying down, so I kept throwing up. When I throw up, I feel better. Okay, I came across this wonderful herb called mullein. I'm not sure if I'm saying that, mullein. It helps with your lungs issues and bronchitis, pneumonia, kind of severe lung issues, asthma, and stuff like that. And I think that really did help me. One day I couldn't sleep. I was getting so sick of this that I decided to go to a walk-in clinic and get a prescription for an inhaler. I met a few people there while I was waiting for the doctor, which took like a whole hour. And these people, there was this elderly woman there, right? She was very chatty. So she was chatting to the lady next to her, and we were all waiting for about an hour, and we began to have a conversation, and the chatty lady was like bragging about her grandchildren, and I took a liking to her and stuff. She and the lady beside her didn't even recognize that they knew each other because they were both wearing a mask. And I would say that was the first time I ever wore a mask. Because the doctor in the doctor's office, you have to wear a mask or they wouldn't see you. They take your temperature and then they ask you to wear a mask, and if you don't, then they would not see you. So I had to wear the mask. And I then had to sit another hour at the drugstore when I got the prescription from the doctor, who didn't want to see me because he suspected I had COVID, because he asked me a whole bunch of questions, and I said to him, yes, I'm coughing. I'm trying to get rid of this coughing. And I think it's because of my asthma, right? Because I had suffered slight asthma before, so I wanted an inhaler. But he didn't want to see me, so I had to go home, waited for his phone call, and then talk to him over the phone. And then I wanted to tell him off, but I didn't. I just bite my tongue, told him my story, and then he prescribed the inhaler for me. And he said that I had a viral infection, basically. So I went to the drugstore, got the inhaler, brought it home. Noticed that it had some side effects because I was anxious and suffering from anxiety. I was so scared to take the inhaler, even though I took it in the past and nothing happened to me. My husband had to convince me to take it, and so I did. I took it with an Advil because I wasn't sleeping. So when I finally took that inhaler and the Advil, I basically crashed out for 3 to 4 hours, which meant a lot to me at that time because I was suffering from not sleeping. So that 3-hour sleep really helped me, but also gave me a tremendous headache too. If you don't sleep for days and then you finally get some hours sleep, you will suffer with headaches. The headaches would just come crashing. I occasionally suffer from fatigue now. I've been going through a long-term effect, but this is my story, and I hope I didn't bore you guys. I just wanted to share it so you guys would understand the struggles other people are suffering and maybe learn something. Learn about some herbal medicines. Most people go to the doctor. They depend on the doctor to make them better, to cure them, right? And I'm just letting you guys know there's other alternatives, which is not accepted right now in this time of age and this time of, we're expected only to take one medicine, and we're not allowed to talk about the other stuff. But I wanted to just share this story with you guys. Steam inhalation is also a good thing. Ginger, garlic, chicken noodle soup. I did all those things. Anyways, guys, if you have a similar story, please let me know in the comment. Thanks, and have a great day. I'm out.